All right, lads. I'll give you Blackbeard's honest opinion. You ask me, can this new captain promise you a life of prizes, plunder, and adventure? Aye. For amongst all the gentlemen of fortune sailing these West Indies, he ranks amongst the most clever.
The cove is ours!
Why fly a black flag when a black beard will do?
Bloody fucking pirates!
Once an assassin, now their pursuer. I must destroy those who I once called brother. I am Shay Patrick Cormac, Templar of the Colonial, of the American Right.
What's up, everybody? We're going live, doing it live. We're gonna be getting into the final episode of Assassin's Creed 1 today, and it's a long one. This one is an hour. Let me just see. Yeah, it's pretty much an hour long. So I think I did put some like the in-game credits at the end, possibly, so it might be a little shorter than an hour, but because we're not watching the credits, I don't care who did the lighting in the game. One thing I've actually been thinking about, it's something someone said, or they didn't ask me, I asked them, and what they said to me a little while ago. I said, have you ever played Assassin's Creed? They said, no, it's too anti-Christian. And I was like, I know, I get they were Christian, but I was like, I mean, I'm Christian for the most part. Like, I don't think it's anti-Christian, really. And they're like, oh, they made the Knights Templar the bad guys. And it's like, well, the Knights Templar was a group that was a group that rose to power in the Middle Ages, that the occult group from Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, like, took over the Templar Order. They kind of infiltrated it and took over, and then started using it to, for their nonsense. And so it's not really anti-Christian. I wouldn't say so. it's not, I wouldn't call it pro-Christian either. I just think there's a lot of nuance to the story, because there's a lot of deep understanding you got to have to fully understand the story. I understand on the surface it's like, oh, the Templars are the bad guys, but it's again, the Templars themselves were kind of nuanced, where there were Templars that did bad stuff. These dudes were at war for a long time, and you almost can't go to war and not do bad stuff. So I think people don't, it's kind of strange. People don't really understand nuance anymore. Like, there's both good and bad in everybody, and you can't just, I mean, you're left with nothing when you're a purist. If you're a purist on everything, you're like, at the end of the day, you'll be left with nothing. So I just don't understand how people don't understand nuances and like averages. I was speaking to someone earlier today, and I was like, I mentioned something on average, and they're like, oh, but this can happen. It's like, yeah, but that isn't the average. That isn't the majority. That people are, education is not gone the right way, let's just say. Anyway, let's get into the first episode, where I just felt it was important to say, like, yeah, the Templars in Assassin's Creed are not Christian knights, if that makes sense. But I guess you wouldn't know that if you didn't play the later games and understand what happened. But anyway, we're going to move into it. This is going to be the final episode of the first game, and then I'm actually really excited because I've done filming and most of the editing for Season 7, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and the next game is Unity, and I love Unity. I'm super excited to play Unity again and turn it into a TV show. So I'm getting really excited for that, and then I'm also getting really excited because the next Assassin's Creed we're going to watch together is Assassin's Creed 2. We're going to be starting it with Assassin's Creed Lineage, the start of Ezio's story. I think Ezio's the best video game character of all time, given I haven't played every single video game, so maybe there could be a better character. Again, it's kind of a nuanced take. There could be better characters, but I just don't know about them. The ones I know about, Ezio's the best, hands down. Okay, let's turn this on. Let's get into it. Here we go. Hopefully the audio levels are all good. It's the same as yesterday, so they should be good. Oh, let me just put something in the chat here. I got a little slogan that I like to say. Don't be shy, say hi. It's crazy how many people actually come into the stream and then not say anything, and they'll be there for like, because I have analytics. I see how many people come into the stream, for how long they stay in the stream, and some people will come in the stream for like a half an hour. They won't say nothing, and it's like, you can speak here. You can say whatever you want. I don't mind. So, all right, let's get into it. Here's the finale of Assassin's Creed 1, the TV show. What's up, Nikolai? Did I say your name right?
Time's wasting,
I'm so
Mr.
bad
Miles.
with names.
Yeah, I'm coming.
We're nearly done, you know.
And then what?
You'll see.
As
Maybe
you can
they'll even
notice,
let you...
in yesterday's episode, I was talking about how I always had to increase the saturation on the scenes outside of the animus because they're so whitewashed, it almost looks black and white. And in this first scene, you can see I forgot to do it again, so it's pretty much black and white.
Watch when it begins. It's not as terrible as you think.
Look, I know you're not gonna let me leave. So why not tell me what's going on? Humor me.
I'm not an idiot, Mr. Miles. I think you've already learned quite a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not.
The bleeding
All right,
effect,
let me ask
dummy.
you something else then.
Yes?
Some of the stuff I'm seeing in the Animus, sometimes it seems wrong. Untrue, like the history is off somehow. It doesn't...
It doesn't what, Mr. Miles? Match up with what you read on an online encyclopedia? What your high school history teacher taught you? Let me ask you something. Do these supposed experts have access to secret knowledge kept hidden from the rest of us?
There are books, letters, documents, all sorts of source material from back then. Some of it seems to contradict what the Animus is showing me.
Anyone can write a book, and they can put whatever they want on its pages. Anything. Used to be, we thought the world was flat.
Some people still do.
Yes, and they publish books about it. Or that the moon landing was a hoax. I believe there's also a book claims the world was created in 7 days. A bestseller, too.
Where's this going, Doc?
The point, I suppose, is that you shouldn't trust everything you hear, everything you read. What's that your ancestors said? Nothing is true?
Everything is permitted.
Yes, exactly. It's part of what makes the Animus so spectacular. There's no room for misinterpretation.
There's always room.
Touché, Mr. Miles. Now that I've answered your question, can we begin?
What's up, WRH?
Come in, my student. We have much to discuss.
I gotta say, when I first played these games, I always found the convers like going back here was always seeming like a chore. Like, oh, I gotta go talk to the old man again. And I always thought the conversations were so, I guess, boring, but kind of bland. But when I was like going back and filming for editing, the conversations, there's actually so much more depth to the conversations that Altair and Al-Mualim have. But you really have to look at it from the context, from the whole story. But I guess when Assassin's Creed 1 came out, there wasn't that much context to it yet because it was just a standalone game. But anyway, here
We are close, Altair. Robert de Sable is now all that stands between us and victory. It is his mouth gives the orders. His hand pays the gold. With him dies the knowledge of the Templar treasure and any threat it might pose.
I still don't understand how a simple bit of treasure could cause so much chaos.
The Peace of Eden is temptation given form. Merely look at what it's done to Robert. Once he tasted of its power, the thing consumed him. He saw not a dangerous weapon to be destroyed, but a tool. One that would help him realize his life's ambition.
He dreamed of power then.
Yes and no. He dreamed, still dreams, like us, of peace.
But this is a man who sought to see the Holy Land consumed by war.
No, Altair. How can you not see when you're the one that opened my eyes to this?
What do you mean?
What do he and his followers want? A world in which all men are united. I do not despise his goal. I share it. But I take issue with the means. Peace is something to be learned, to be understood, to be embraced.
He would force it.
And rob us of our free will in the process.
Strange, to think of him in this way.
Never harbor hate for your victims, Altair. Such thoughts are poison, and will cloud your judgment.
So it's hard not to say anything about what they're talking about here. If you look into like Christian theology and stuff, you'll find that, and maybe other religions, I'm not entirely sure, but there was like a war in heaven, and Satan went one way and God went the other way, and a third of all the hosts of heaven went with Satan. And I think it was like, that's pretty much what the fight was about, is like, I guess Satan wanted like no free will, and God wanted to give people free will. Under Satan's plan, if you like sinned or whatever, you would be like destroyed on the spot. You would be punished like on the spot. There'd be no room to learn from your mistakes, I guess. And then on the other side, it was like you it's gonna be bad. Like, people are gonna do awful things, but it'll give them an opportunity to learn from their mistakes. And it's funny that here, at first, you almost think, well, at this point, Altair doesn't know Al-Mualim is the bad guy yet. But Al-Mualim is basically talking about himself here, and kind of projecting it onto the enemy who he wants Altair to go kill. It's just, this is what I mean. These conversations are actually extremely interesting.
He not be convinced then to end his mad quest?
I spoke to him in my way, through you. What was each killing if not a message? But he has chosen to ignore us.
Then there's only one thing left to do.
Jerusalem is where you faced him first. It's where you'll find him now.
Oh, this is also the,
Let this final offering lend you strength. Go, Altair. It's time to finish this.
This is also where Altair meets his wife. Jerusalem. I guess this whole game happens in 1191.
To stand in defense of our great civilization.
Yes, finale.
Safety and peace, Altair.
Upon you as well, brother.
Seems fate has a funny way with things.
So it's true then. Robert de Sable is in Jerusalem.
I've seen the knights myself.
Only misfortune follows that man. If he's here, it's because he intends ill. I won't give him the chance to act.
Do not let vengeance cloud your thoughts, brother. We both know no good can come of that.
I have not forgotten. You have nothing to fear. I do not seek revenge, but knowledge.
Truly you are not the man I once knew.
My work has taught me many things, revealed secrets to me. But there are still pieces of this puzzle I do not possess.
What do you mean?
All the men I've laid to rest have worked together, united by this man. Robert has designs upon the land. This much I know for certain. But how and why, when and where, these things remain out of reach.
Crusaders and Saracens working together?
They are none of these things, but something else. Templars.
The Templars are a part of the Crusader army.
Or so they'd like King Richard to believe. No, their only allegiance is to Robert de Sable and some mad idea that they will stop the war.
You spin a strange tale.
You have no idea, Malik. But tell me where they've been seen. I should be after him before he slips away.
3 places I can say for certain. West of here, near both a guard tower and a hospital. And to the southwest, at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. See what you can learn. I will do the same.
I'll be quick as I can.
Stay safe, my friend.
Did you see them?
No, but I've heard the whispers. Is it true? Crusader knights in Jerusalem?
It is.
And?
Different from the others. Finely dressed and bearing expensive gifts.
We should relieve them of this burden.
They've made camp near David's citadel, close to the cemetery.
To attend a funeral?
So it seems.
Then let us visit their camp while they pay their respects.
Take the map I've given you and see that the guards are placed accordingly. We'll be safe enough during the procession. It's the burial that worries me. Easy for our enemies to hide amongst the crowd.
If you're so concerned, why not post your own men? Search the site yourselves.
Our presence here has caused enough chaos. I can only imagine how the people would react, seeing Crusader soldiers marching across their holy ground.
Then perhaps you should not attend at all.
He was our friend and brother, and we will honor him as he passes from this world. You insult me by suggesting otherwise.
I'll post the men. I don't want trouble either.
Then stop trying to make it, and do as you've been asked.
Is to usher in an age of peace between all men. We must be strong, we must be brave, and we must find the courage to face
let me
those.
just, let's see if I can get your name right. You said the N was silent, so would it be Gatti? I hope so. I'm so bad with names. Anyway, my favorite Assassin's Creed 1 mission. It would have to be the last one where you go through the front lines and you're like fighting groups of guys up until you get to Robert, and then you finally you meet King Richard and then he lets you guys fight it out. Probably my favorite one.
We once called our enemies and now instead called them friends. The Crusaders come to Jerusalem, bringing with them an opportunity to end the fighting, to stop the war. That we may stand as one, we must not turn them away.
Do I look like a merchant? No. So go away. You'll pay for that.
You speak of peace, but your words are hollow.
No, I speak the truth. Why would you say other?
You're a Templar.
So I am.
Then you are also a liar and a fraud, just like your master. Where is he? What does he intend?
It's peace he seeks, I swear it. And the proof is in his actions. A Christian at a Muslim's funeral. We want an end to all of this.
Only because it serves your needs.
But this is a noble thing we want. The land will be united beneath our banner.
United through force. You'd enslave us all.
It is for the best.
No, it's not. And so long as my brothers and I breathe, you will not succeed.
Altair was so ruthless. Like, you couldn't tie him up and leave him somewhere for a little while. He just had to kill everybody. I guess the whole loose lips thing.
You've the scent of success about you, brother.
I've learned much about our enemy.
Share your knowledge then. Let us see what can be done with it.
Robert and his Templars walked the city. They've come to pay their respects to Majd-ud-Din. They'll attend his funeral, which means so will I.
What is this that Templars would attend his funeral?
I have yet to divine their true intentions, though I'll have a confession in time. The citizens themselves are divided.
I gotta say, like, Assassin's Creed 1, there was just something so special about the whole Creed thing and the whole, like, the feather thing and the bureaus. Like, it was so well organized, and there's just something about, like, assassinating someone and then putting their blood on a feather. I don't know who came up with that, but it's a really cool idea.
Many call for their lives. Still others insist that they are here to parley, to make peace.
Peace?
I told you. The others I've slain have said as much to me.
That would make them our allies. And yet we killed them.
Make no mistake, we are nothing like these men. Though their goal sounds noble, the means by which they'd achieve it are not. At least, that's what Al-Mualim told me.
So what is your plan?
I'll attend the funeral and confront Robert.
The sooner the better.
A.K.A. Maria.
Fortune favor your blade, brother.
Malik, before I go, there's something I should say.
Be out with it.
I've been a fool.
Normally I'd make no argument, but what is this? What are you talking about?
All this time, I never told you I was sorry. Too damn proud. You lost your arm because of me. Lost Qadar. You had every right to be angry.
I do not accept your apology.
I understand.
No, you don't. I do not accept your apology because you are not the same man who went with me into Solomon's temple. And so you have nothing to apologize for.
Malik.
Perhaps if I had not been so envious of you, I would not have been so careless myself. I'm just as much to blame.
Don't say such things.
We are one. As we share the glory of our victories, so too should we share the pain of our defeat. In this way, we grow closer. We grow stronger.
Thank you, brother.
Rest if you need to, Altair, that you might be ready for what lies ahead.
So Altair is finally humbled, and those two finally are friends.
Or for Robert, rather. I've kept my eyes and ears open, but I've nothing.
There's something about so story writing. It's very important that you give the viewer or the player or the reader justice in the end. But another very strong story writing tool is gratitude. When you write when two characters come together and have gratitude, there's just something about it, man. It gets me every time.
Quiet here.
We gather here to mourn the loss of our beloved Majd-ud-Din.
So that you make a good point about the dialogue. The later games, just the stories, the gameplay seemed to get more fun, but the stories did not seem to get better necessarily. After just making the Assassin's Creed Rogue TV show that I'm starting to upload, the gameplay is really fun, but some of the story writing is like, I mean, I remember one time I'm like editing this one part, and one of the characters says, make sure you don't get detected on your way to like the next location. But on your way to the next location, there isn't a single enemy at all anywhere. Like, it's impossible to get detected. And then it makes you wonder, like, why did they even add that dialogue in there? And then it's like, wait, do the people writing this not play or communicate with the devs who are creating the map and the missions and stuff? Yikes, some of it is bad. One of the last good dialogue that you actually get, in my opinion, is between Sophia and Ezio as they're walking into the Masyaf library or whatever, and Ezio's explaining the creed to Sophia, and like they're back and forth. It's probably one of the last really good dialogues, at least one that's memorable. I can't quite it has been a long time since I played like Unity, Origins. I always forget about Syndicate, but it was a decent game from what I remember. I'll be playing it again because I'll be turning it into a TV show. But anyway, let's get into this funeral scene here.
Taken too soon from this world. I know you feel sorrow and pain at his passing, but you should not. For just as we are all brought forth from the womb, so too must we all one day pass from this world. It is only natural, like the rising and the setting of the sun. Take this moment to reflect on his life and give thanks for all the good he did. Know that one day you will stand with him again in paradise. As you know, this man was murdered. We have tried to track his killer, but it has proved difficult. These creatures cling
totally
to the
blending
shadows
in.
and run from
Like
any who would face them fairly. But not today, for it seems one stands among us.
Can't see
He
me.
mocks us with his presence and must be made to pay. Seize him! Bring him forward, that God's justice might be
Everyone
done.
immediately looks straight at Altair.
Any good?
Can you just kick him in the nuts?
I would see your eyes before you die.
I sense you expected someone else.
What sorcery is this?
No sorcery. We knew.
It took me so long to finally realize that this is Maria. It was probably several years after I actually played Revelations the first time that I realized that, oh no, that's Altair's wife in Revelations, this woman.
You'd come. Robert needed to be sure he'd have time to get away.
So he flees.
We cannot deny your success. You have laid waste to our plans. First the treasure, then our men. Control of the Holy Land slipped away. But then he saw an opportunity
Is
to
it the same
reclaim what's been
voice?
stolen, to turn your victories to our advantage.
Al-Mualim still holds your treasure, and we've routed your army before. Whatever Robert plans, he'll fail again.
Ah, but it's not just Templars you'll contend with now.
Speak sense.
Robert rides for Arsa to plead his case that Saracen and Crusader unite against the Assassins.
That will never happen. They have no reason to.
Had, perhaps. But now you've given them one. 9, in fact. The bodies you've left behind, victims on both sides. You've made the Assassins an enemy in common and ensured the annihilation of your entire order. Well done.
Not 9. 8.
What do you mean?
You were not my target. I will not take your life. You're free to go, but do not follow me.
I don't need to. You're already too late.
We'll see. It was a trap.
I had heard the funeral turned to chaos. What happened?
Robert de Sable was never here. He sent another in his stead. He was expecting me.
You must go to Al-Mualim.
There's no time. She told me where he's gone, what he plans. If I return to Masyaf, he might succeed. And then, I fear we'll be destroyed.
We have killed most of his men. He cannot hope to mount a proper attack. Wait, did you say she?
Yes, it was a woman. Strange, I know. But that's for another time. For now, we must focus on Robert.
It's kind of funny because Robert's a big dude. And it's kind of funny that he didn't... Like, he had to pull the helmet off to realize it wasn't Robert.
We may have thinned his ranks, but the man is clever. He goes to plead his case to Richard and Salah ad-Din, to unite them against the common enemy. Against us.
Surely you're mistaken. This makes no sense. These two men would never...
Oh, but they would. And we have ourselves to blame. The men I've killed, men on both sides of the conflict. Men important to both leaders. Robert's plan may be ambitious, but it makes sense. And it could work.
Look, brother. Things have changed. You must return to Masyaf. We cannot act without our master's permission. It could compromise the Brotherhood. I thought you had learned this.
Stop hiding behind words, Malik. You wield the creed and its tenets like some shield. He's keeping things from us. Important things. You were the one told me we could never know anything, only suspect. Well, I suspect this business with the Templars goes deeper. When I'm done with Robert, I will ride for Masyaf that we may have answers. But perhaps you could go now.
I cannot leave the city.
Then walk amongst its people. Seek out those who served the ones I slew. Learn what you can. You call yourself perceptive. Perhaps you'll see something I could not.
I don't know. I must think on this.
Do as you must, my friend. But it's time I ride for Arsuf. Every moment I delay, our enemy gets one step ahead of me.
Be careful, brother.
I will be. I promise.
Yeah, a little travel montage. I wish this game had better music though. That's one thing the other games definitely have over this one.
Won't get away from me!
There's a lot of editing in this scene.
He's finished.
It's a great fight scene. Dropping bodies, man.
Come no further.
Hold a moment. It's words I bring, not steel.
Offering terms of surrender then. It's about time.
You misunderstand. It's Al-Mualim who sends me, not Salah ad-Din.
Assassin! What is the meaning of this? And be quick with it!
You've a traitor in your midst.
And he has hired you to kill me? Come to gloat about it before you strike? I won't be taken so easily!
It's not you I've come to kill. It's him.
Speak then! That I may judge the truth! Who is this traitor?
The big dude on the left.
Robert de Sable.
My lieutenant!
He aims to betray.
That's not the way he tells it. He seeks revenge against your people for the havoc you've wrought in Acre. And I am inclined to support him. Some of my best men were murdered by some of yours.
It was I who killed them, and for good reason. Hear me out. William of Montferrat. He sought to use his soldiers to take Acre by force. Gagné de Naplouse. He would use his skills to indoctrinate and control any who resisted. Sabrand. He intended to block the ports, preventing your kingdom from providing aid. They betrayed you, and they took their orders from Robert.
You expect me to believe this outlandish tale?
You knew these men, better than I. Are you truly surprised to learn of their ill intentions?
Is this true?
My liege, it is an assassin that stands before us. These creatures are masters of manipulation. Of course it isn't true.
I've no reason to deceive.
Oh, but you do. You're afraid of what will happen to your little fortress. Can it withstand the combined might of the Saracen and the Crusader armies?
My concern is for the people of the Holy Land. If I must sacrifice myself for there to be peace, so be it.
This is a strange place we find ourselves in. Each of you accusing the other.
There really is no time for this. I must be off to meet with Saladin and enlist his aid. The longer we delay, the harder this will become.
Hold a moment, Robert.
Why? What do you intend? Surely you do not believe him?
It is a difficult decision, one I cannot make alone. I must leave it in the hands of one wiser than I.
Thank you.
No, Robert,
So
not
arrogant.
Then who?
The Lord. Let this be decided by combat. Surely God will side with the one whose cause is righteous.
If this is what you wish.
It is.
So be it. To arms, assassin! Tu me fais perdre Mourir? Soit. Tu me fais perdre Puisque tu y tiens, je vais t'achever. Puisque tu es fou, je vais t'achever. C'est trop facile.
So, you notice Altair like punches them in the gut sometimes, but do you know how bad it would hurt to punch someone who's wearing chainmail? It would hurt a lot, and you would not hurt them at all.
Ma colère sera terrible. Je vais t'étriper. Tu veux mourir? Soit. Time for games is ended.
It's done then.
Got
Your
him.
schemes, like you, are put to rest.
What's up, Stardust?
You know nothing of schemes. You're but a puppet. He betrayed you, boy. Just as he betrayed me.
Speak sense, Templar. Or not at all.
9 men he sent you to kill, yes? The 9 who guarded the treasure's secret.
What of it?
It wasn't 9 who found the treasure, assassin. Not 9, but 10.
A 10th? None may live who carry the secret. Give me his name.
Oh, but you know him well. And I doubt very much you'd take his life as willingly as you've taken mine.
Who?
It is your master, Al-Mualim.
But he is not a Templar.
Did you never wonder how it is he knew so much? Where to find us, how many we numbered, what we aspired to attain?
He is the master of the assassins.
Oui, master of lies. You and I just 2 more pawns in his grand game. And now, with my death, only you remain. Do you think he'll let you live, knowing what you do?
I've no interest in the treasure.
Ah, but he does. The only difference between your master and I is that he did not want to share.
No.
Ironic, isn't it? That I, your greatest enemy, kept you safe from harm. But now you've taken my life, and in the process, ended your own.
Well fought, assassin. It seems God favors your cause this day.
God had nothing to do with it. I was the better fighter.
Ah, you may not believe in him, but it seems he believes in you. Before you go, I have a question.
Ask it then.
Why? Why travel all this way? Risk your life 1,000 times, all to kill a single man.
He threatened my brothers and what we stand for.
Ah, vengeance then?
No, not vengeance. Justice, that there might be peace.
This is what you fight for? Peace? Do you see the contradiction?
Some men cannot be reasoned with.
Like that madman, Saladin.
I think he'd like to see an end to this war as much as you.
So I've heard, but never seen.
Even if he doesn't say it, it's what the people want. Saracen and Crusader alike.
The people know not what they want. It's why they turn to men like us.
Then it falls to men like you to do what is right.
Nonsense. We come into the world kicking and screaming. Violent and unstable. It is what we are. We cannot help ourselves.
No. We are what we choose to be.
You're kind. Always playing with words.
I speak the truth. There's no trick to be found here.
We'll know soon enough. But I fear you cannot have what you desire this day. Even now, that heathen Saladin cuts through my men and I must attend to them. But perhaps, having seen how vulnerable he is, he will reconsider his actions. Yes, in time, what you seek may be possible.
You were no more secure than him. Do not forget that. The men you left behind to rule in your stead did not intend to serve you for longer than they had to.
Yes. I am well aware.
Then I'll take my leave. My master and I have much to discuss. It seems that even he is not without fault.
He is only human, as are we all. You as well.
Safety and peace be upon you.
I said get up, goddammit! Listen!
This is a funny part.
Oh no.
Seems your assassin friends found us.
What?
How'd you do it, Desmond?
Hey, look, I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever's going on down there has got nothing to do with me.
They're here for you, and I sure as shit didn't invite them.
Vidic is so mad.
What's
He's
the
so
situation
worried.
down there?
And then all of a
Can you
sudden,
contain it? Or do I need to evacuate the prisoner?
Only 5 or 6. We've got them outnumbered. Couple of wounded, but we'll pull through. We'll get it under control.
God damn you, Desmond. You couldn't leave well enough alone.
I told you I had nothing to do with this. How would I even contact them? Telepathy? Come on.
Doesn't matter. They'll be dead soon enough. Here, have a listen.
Threat's been neutralized.
Looks like the cavalry won't be coming.
he goes from
Dunno,
so
Doc.
worried to
You're
so
freaking out a
like
minute
cocky.
ago. Your little research facility not as secure as you thought it was? Worried
And
they'll
then
be back
Desmond
with
roasts
more?
him for
I
it.
don't think so, Desmond.
What Lucy here is trying to say is that there aren't any assassins left to come for you. We've been very busy this past year, hunting down your little enclaves, your desert communes and whatnot. I'm afraid you're on your own. Rest up, Mr. Miles. Tomorrow, we finish this.
And then this is the big reveal.
I'm sorry, Desmond.
You mentioned the desert. Do you think...
They sent a team there, but the place was deserted. I don't know where your parents are, and I can't promise they're still alive. But I think they got away.
Thanks. Thanks for checking.
It's not as bad as it seems.
What are you talking about? They just killed, literally killed, my only chance of getting out of here. And then I find out the assassins are all but destroyed, and Christ, I still don't know what these people are planning. But I do know they plan to kill me when they're done. I am screwed, okay? What do you want me to do?
Just try and...
So this is like one of those big like moments in a game where it's like the plot twist. The way they're talking though, so this is what I don't really understand is in a later game, William Miles, Desmond's dad, talks about training both of them as kids. But I guess Desmond doesn't remember her? But I think she remembers him because the way she talked about the farm in the desert or whatever, like where they both grew up, she kind of reassures him that it's fine or something like that. And then she does this and it's like, yeah. She's also, when she first did this, I was like, oh, she's chopped her finger off also, but she didn't chop it off. She was just bending her finger back. Because then in the next game, you see how Leonardo da Vinci re-engineered the hidden blade so that it doesn't have to take the finger. And so because current day is after Assassin's Creed 2, hidden blades no longer take the finger. I remember being like, oh, she's an assassin because she's had her finger cut off also. But she was just bending it back.
Have a little faith. Have faith. Rest up, Desmond. You're gonna need the energy.
She knows what's coming, aka the beginning of Assassin's Creed 2. And I was going to end it here and do another episode, but I realized there wasn't enough game left.
Get up!
Even earlier than usual, Doc.
I'd like to get this over with as quickly as possible.
If you say so.
Don't be so glum, Mr. Miles. Today is a historic day. One that will be remembered for years to come. Remembered by some of us, anyway.
Vidic is such a good bad guy. I love it. And he looks like my grade 9 social teacher. Like the beard and everything.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
Gone to see the Master.
Was it the Templars? Did they attack again?
They walk the path.
What path? What are you talking about?
Towards the light.
Speak sense.
There is only what the Master shows us. This is the truth.
It's kind of ironic that there's like that meme about like the NPC or whatever, and Al-Mualim literally used the apple to turn all these NPCs into like NPCs.
You've lost your mind.
You too will walk the path, or you will perish. So the Master commands.
It was Al-Mualim, wasn't it? What's he done to you?
Praise be to the Master, for he has led us to the light.
I'll have your head!
You can't escape!
The payoff here is really cool because like watching Altair and Malik kind of fight throughout the whole first part of the story, and then they kind of get used to each other from working with one another, and then eventually like becoming kind of allies and even friends, and then Malik actually listening to what Altair asked him to do and then coming to his aid in this moment. It's a great payoff in the story for sure.
Up here!
You picked a fine time to arrive.
So it seems.
Guard yourself well, friend. Al-Mualim has betrayed us.
Yes. Betrayed his Templar allies as well.
How do you know?
After we spoke, I returned to the ruins beneath Solomon's temple. Robert had kept a journal, filled its pages with revelations. What I read there broke my heart. But it also opened my eyes. You were right, Altair. All along our master has used us. We were not meant to save the Holy Land, but deliver it to him. He must be stopped.
Be careful, Malik. What he's done to the others, he'll do to us given the chance. You must stay far from him.
What would you propose? My blade arm is still strong and my men remain my own. It would be a mistake not to use us.
Distract these thralls, then. Assault the fortress from behind. If you can draw their attention away from me, I might reach Al-Mualim.
I will do as you ask, Dai.
The men we face, their minds are not their own. If you can avoid killing them.
Yes. Though he has betrayed the tenets of the Creed, it does not mean we must as well. I'll do what I can.
It's all I ask. Safety and peace, my friend.
Your presence here will deliver us both.
could have edited some of the walk part. I guess that's why I probably left the whole walk in there, because the gate closes on him, gets real ominous, and he gets wary.
There are so many innocents. I must be careful not to harm them.
Typical tyrant using people as cannon fodder.
No! What's happening?
So, the student returns.
I've never been one to run.
Never been one to listen either.
I still live because of it.
What will I do with you?
Let me go.
Oh, Altair. I hear the hatred in your voice. Feel its heat. Let you go? Now that would be unwise.
Why are you doing this?
I found proof.
Proof of what?
That nothing is true. And everything is permitted. Come. Destroy the betrayer. Send him from this world.
This is kind of cool because he makes you fight all the people that you killed for him.
Face me! Or are you afraid?
I have stood before 1,000 men, all of them superior to you, and all of them dead, by my hand. I am not afraid.
Doubt it.
Prove it.
What could I possibly fear? Look at the power I command.
So, when so spoiler alert, I mean these games are over 10 years old, so but when Ezio does the same thing in the Vatican when he's fighting Rodrigo, it's like, oh yes, he's using the apple to fight. I remember getting so excited.
Have you any final words?
You're cheating.
You lied to me. Called Robert's goal foul when all along it was yours as well.
I've never been much good at sharing.
You won't succeed. Others will find the strength to stand against you.
And this is why, so long as men maintain free will, there can be no peace.
I killed the last man who spoke as such.
Bold words, boy. But just words.
Then let me go. I'll put words into action. Tell me, Master, why did you not make me like the other assassins? Why allow me to retain my mind?
Who you are and what you do are twined too tight together. To rob you of one would have deprived me of the other. And those Templars had to die. But the truth is, I did try. In my study, when I showed you the treasure. But you are not like the others. You saw through the illusion.
Illusion?
That's all it's ever done. This Templar treasure, this piece of Eden, this word of God. Do you understand now? The Red Sea was never parted. Water never turned to wine. It was not the machinations of Iris that spawned the Trojan War, but this! Illusions! All of them!
What you plan is no less an illusion. To force men to follow you against their will.
Is it any less real than the phantoms the Saracens and Crusaders follow now? Those craven gods who retreat from this world that men might slaughter one another in their names? They live amongst an illusion already. I'm simply giving them another. One that demands less blood.
At least they choose these phantoms.
Or do they? Aside from the occasional convert or heretic?
It isn't right.
Ah, and now logic has left you. In its place, you embrace emotion. I am disappointed.
What's to be done, then?
You will not follow me, and I cannot compel you.
And you refuse to give up this evil scheme.
It seems then we are at an impasse.
No, we are at an end.
I will miss you, Altair. You were my very best student.
I wonder why Al-Mualim
Blind is all you've ever been.
lets him go and doesn't just stab him. Unless my ADHD just missed part of that conversation. I also don't like this filter, so I remember cutting a bunch of this out.
My blade sees for me, Al-Mualim. Cuts through the darkness.
I also had to let him hit me a couple times to kind of make it better. Like a better fight, you know?
Impossible. The student does not defeat the teacher.
الشيء واقع مطلق بل كل ممكن.
So it seems. You have won then. Go and claim your prize.
You held fire in your hand, old man. It should have been destroyed.
Destroy the only thing capable of ending the Crusades and creating true peace? Never.
Then I will.
We'll see about that. I applied my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also was a chasing after wind, for in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge, increaseth sorrow. Destroy it! Destroy it, as you said you would.
I can't.
Yes, you can, Altair. But you won't. We've got it.
I just noticed, like right there, can you see? Yeah, you guys can see my mouse on screen. So it shows, for some reason my mouse is lagging. Oh, but I can see it on the stream. That's strange. So this area here is the location of the temple that you go into in Assassin's Creed 3 that Desmond, his dad, and Sean and Rebecca go down into in Assassin's Creed 3, which is pretty cool. I don't know if was there one in Rome? I'm guessing there was. Let's see. Do I have to rewind?
Creating sorrow.
So let's see. There's one in Australia.
Destroy it, as you said you would.
So that's strange. I believe there's a temple in Rome, right? But on this map, it doesn't show it. Because that's Italy. And Rome's like probably here somewhere. And there is not. There's one in the Middle East. What is this? This would be... Oh no, the Middle East would be down here. Saudi Arabia. Egypt. So there's one in Egypt. That makes sense with origins. Yeah, anyway.
I can't.
Yes,
I like
you can,
geography.
Altair. But you won't.
There's one in Mexico too.
We've got it.
Possibly in the ancient cities. That could be a cool Assassin's Creed game. Ancient Mexico.
What the hell was that?
Well? We've got the map.
How many?
At least half a dozen.
We don't need them all.
We should assume some amount of decay. I can't imagine they'll all still be functioning. At least 2 appear to reside on land masses that no longer exist.
We'll dispatch teams to each site and
Atlantis?
determine viability. We only need 1, after all.
What about the rest?
Collect them. Let's not leave anything to chance. Last thing we need is some damn survivor making trouble for us in the new world.
And the assassin?
We have what we need. Kill him.
Wait. You know how these things work. I doubt we'll be able to walk right in.
What's your point?
We might need him. His memories. I'd recommend we hold him until we have confirmation that there aren't any surprises waiting for us at the sites.
This is a waste of time.
You said it yourself. We shouldn't leave anything to chance.
Very well. Ensure we have no further need of him, then kill him.
Fine.
Desmond's just like sitting right there, like, okay.
Stop undermining my authority.
I just saved your ass.
Let's go. We've got a lot of work to do. Don't get too comfortable, Mr. Miles. We'll be back for you soon enough.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, the bleeding effect. He's now got eagle vision. It's funny you realize this was Subject 16's blood, right? He painted all that stuff in blood.
Oh my god. Looks like... Is that blood? The hell were they keeping here before me? And what happened to him? What does it mean, I wonder?
What is 2213? I'm guessing it could be a Bible verse or something. I've entered the abyss and never returned. That's crazy. That's awesome. Anyway, let's finish the last couple minutes here. So that is how... That is how the first Assassin's Creed ends. And I do like how the second one, it starts off literally from right there and then carries on. So that's cool. I feel like there was something I wanted to say, but now I forgot. Oh well. When they were fighting, when he was fighting Al-Mualim, and he's like, why didn't you just control me? And then he talked about he still needed to use him. So I guess when someone gets controlled by the apple, they kind of lose their faculties. They're just literally zombified. And so that was, that's kind of an important point. But then he also, Al-Mualim mentions that, like, I tried, but it didn't work. And that's because back in those days, they didn't understand DNA. But Altair has the DNA of the Isu, so he's not prone to being controlled by Isu technology. So that is pretty cool. Well, I just realized, so usually when you stream, the internet is not perfect, and so sometimes it'll drop a frame here and there. and I usually have like 1.3 to 1.6% of the frames get dropped. But right now we've been streaming for almost an hour and 15 minutes, and it's at 0 frames dropped, which is fantastic. That's what I like to see, especially because I have good internet, but I'm being stupid and using wireless connection right now. Anyway, not for long though. My camera only lasts about an hour and a half. The battery on it does, because it's not a regular. I have a DSLR camera, and I wasn't about to go buy like a, I don't know, like some kind of webcam or something. So I just figured out how to like plug it in and use the Canon webcam utility thing. But I have to use the battery because plugging it into the computer doesn't power it. So I actually have to get a power cable for it, which I looked one up the other day and I saw how much they were, and I can buy one of those, no problem. So I'll be getting one of those, and so my streams will be getting longer, especially the gaming streams, because sometimes I get in and I want to game and it's like I got like an hour and a half, and I guess I could game off. I don't have to be on camera. You guys don't have to look at my ugly mug the whole time. But I think, anyway, so that is it for Assassin's Creed 1. I was going to maybe take a bit of a break, like start again on the weekend, but honestly, I can't. I'm excited to start watching Assassin's Creed 2 with Ezio's story, and we'll be starting with Lineage, and then maybe we'll watch Lineage. Actually, I have so much to say about Assassin's Creed 2, because so when I found out Assassin's Creed is basically like majority of it is historically accurate, I was like, what? I remember finding out that Florence, Italy was like, it looked still the same, the Duomo still there and stuff, and I was like, no way. So I started watching tons of documentaries about the time periods and the people in those time periods. And so I went and I learned all about the Medici and the Borgia family and all of this. And so yeah, it's I get really excited when it gets to like Assassin's Creed 2, and I have a lot to say about it all. So maybe we'll just watch Assassin's Creed Lineage, which is like 40 some minutes, or it's like 38 minutes, I think. But with all that I have to say, it'll easily be an hour. And then I'll check to see how long the first episode is. I think it's one of the longer ones in that season, but maybe I'll watch. Yeah, I think I will. I'll watch Lineage and then the first episode, and then watch episode 2 and 3 in the following stream after that. So just so you guys know. And then also, if you guys are interested in watching Assassin's Creed Rogue, the first episode is out. The second episode, tomorrow is Thursday. I think I'll upload the second episode on Friday. And then I'll probably have the third episode ready for Monday. So if you guys want to watch that, you can get into that. I'll probably end the stream with the Assassin's Creed Rogue trailer again, like I did yesterday. I gotta say, I impress myself with the trailers I make for these. I do a decent job, I find. I guess I can close this now. Anyway, I thank everyone for tuning in. Those who commented, even if you just said hi and you didn't say anything else, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I appreciate it. Anyways, I hope everyone has a good night, and I will talk to you all later. Let me just pull up this trailer, and we'll end with that. And until next time, bye everyone.
once an assassin. Now their pursuer. I must destroy those who I once called brother. I am Shay Patrick Cormac, Templar of the Colonial, of the American Rite.